Hi, this is Amrita from BizAsiaLive.com, and I have the absolute pleasure to be joined by Rajan Navani from JetSynthesys, Vice Chairman, and the amazingly talented, probably everyone's favorite singer, Mr. Sonu Nigam. Hi, gentlemen, how are you?
Very much. Thank you so much.
Very nice to be here with you.
Likewise. So just to recap on what basically why we're talking, Sonu Nigam, in partnership with JetSynthesys, is about to launch NFTs, which is essentially a digital asset, which is irreplaceable and will be available directly to fans. So, first of all, Rajan sir, I just want to ask you, why Sonu Nigam?
Well, we're talking of the greatest star of the music industry from India, and I think we've had a relationship over the past few years. But more than that, I think Sony has always been at the forefront of the changing technology and the has the openness to be able to look at an opportunity and then go all in. I mean, what you will find out with this in this conversation, the amount of participation that Sonuji has had with us in conceiving the NFT, in building out what could be the possibilities here, is something completely massive. I definitely believe what we are trying to do today and what we're launching could define the shape of what the global music industry could do. And therefore we're sitting in London, in the center of the world, looking at an opportunity that we think can change a large part of how the music industry itself operates. And we felt that we needed not only the leading music artists from India, but also somebody who can help work with JetSynthesys to be able to identify how this can really be something significant in the years to come.
Absolutely, it sounds extremely exciting, I've got to tell you. Sonu sir, I've got to ask you, why did you choose to do this in terms of NFTs? Is it because it's a direct kind of line to your fans in a way?
Honestly, the world is still getting accustomed to or used to the word NFT. It's something very new, and I hadn't heard of NFT until the last couple of months. My friend Ashish Joshi, who's also affiliated with JetSynthesys in working process, he was the one who actually told me NFT. And then, this is something you can never say that you've known completely, you've learned completely about. NFT is, the deeper you go, the more you extract information about, and the more possibilities you see with NFT. So I was sitting with Rajan and the team yesterday, and he enlightened me so much more. So I'm still learning about NFT. Now, as an artist, I've been here for 3 decades. When I came to become a singer from Delhi to Mumbai in '91, the journey was quite simple, and it was decided that this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be approaching music composers, and I'm a new young singer. I'm 18 years old, and I'm going to be. My aim is to sing for movies, because there were no private albums back then, and my songs would come out on radios and TVs and cassettes. That was the whole dimension of music business. In front of me, I was a witness to the changing music business scenario, from cassettes to CDs, laserdiscs, DVDs, now streaming apps and social media, and and I've been not just. I mean, we have no option. We have to just keep be inclusive of everything. We have to learn to imbibe the newer form of businesses, and inclusivity has to be there. Now, NFT is something which I never fathomed. This is a huge deal, and you need very deep people, because anybody can. There have been a lot of people who have approached me for NFTs, but I would rather be with somebody who has a. It's a philosophy. It's a creativity within the business aspect. It's an art within business. The creating the possibilities in an NFT is an art by itself, because here we're talking about, like, one of my NFT which I've presented right now is about my past. I created a song, and it was so close to me that I never presented it to the world. I never thought that this song belongs in the outer domain, and it's a personal thing which I want to keep for myself. And my son will say, "Why my dad sang so well? Can you imagine?" And I thought this is going to be like that for me. I don't want to short sell that song. And back comes NFT. And as I understood NFT, and they asked me, is this something that's very special to you artistically? I said, this song, Hall of Fame. So one aspect is to present Hall of Fame to you, which has been done by me with Jim Beans from Philadelphia. Other aspect is from my even earlier past. I have this habit of documenting all my songs that I write to sing. So I write it in my own language. The song is there, I sing the song, but that thing which I wrote, that's my thing. It's my property. I wrote, like it's when you study in your school, you write lessons and poetries in somebody else's line. So that belongs to you. That's your personal thing. The poetry could be somebody else's, but that thing which I'm writing down is my journey. It's part of my journey. And back comes NFT, and they said that this has a very emotional value for somebody who really loves you, who cares for your music, who has followed your music, and for him to get a first-hand copy of Kal Ho Na Ho written at the time of the singing of the song, or the Suruja Madham, would be so much more. So this is another aspect of NFT. Other aspect is if I feel the need to create something exquisite, exclusive, only meant for somebody who understands that kind of music, probably it could be a kalam of a shair or a poet and maybe songs on a certain rag. And I don't want to come give that project to a layman. I want to give it to a connoisseur. That is also NFT. So this is one layer of presenting NFT. The other thing is purchasing NFT. People who are connoisseurs can purchase. People who love or passionate a certain art, a painting, a painter, maybe a scientist. When he created an experiment, the formula that he was working on, that can also be a part of NFT. And then the other aspect is the business aspect of NFT. People who are neither interested in the formula, nor the song, nor the artist, they just know the value of this product. It's almost like buying a property that you're never going to live in. You don't want to live in the property, but you know the value of the property. This is going to escalate. So, in this little time, I have understood so much about NFT. I mean, after probably 2-3 months, I'm going to write a thesis on it probably.
Now you know why we're working together, right? Why he is the right person for us to work with. Because
Absolutely, so passionate.
The involvement and the passion, I mean, you heard it all, right?
Absolutely, and in a way, I think you've answered my next question, because I was going to ask both of you, what is the USP of your partnership?
Yeah. No, I think our partnership really is the complementarity that we bring, right? As JetSynthesys, we've been at the forefront of bringing the best of technology, content, and digital transactions to unlock in ways that is relevant to this new metaverse that we are talking of, right? I mean, you just see the acceleration in digital post the pandemic. Today what we are talking, is this the real world? What's going to be the virtual world? It's up for grabs, right? I think with Facebook changing, the word to meta and everybody really getting so excited. I think NFT and, the ability to unlock, assets and value in the digital world around somebody who's such a strong, powerful celebrity with so many followers and fans, and I think music industry itself, right? So when we look at Sonuji, we are looking at the music industry, so the Hall of this entire Hall of Fame song which we are really looking at is also symbolic of what this entire point today, what we are discussing, can become 10 years from today. When we look back, this could be a point in history, because we're really looking at the establishment of a music hall of fame led by a song that he has sung in English, right, which is going to be released here, out of England, right, to define what the Hall of Fame for music world can look like, 10 years from today. So is there an ability for JetSynthesys, therefore, to work with Sonuji and to really use that to bring in, the world of music, under one roof in a manner that can really be defining for an industry, right? So I think we bring great complementarity and tremendous comfort in how we see the future, particularly moving forward.
Oh, well, but just taking forward from what he said, Hall of Fame. Now, once this thing is more clear to the people, once people understand what NFT is and understand the musical aspect of our NFT and Hall of Fame, I can envision people wanting to come to Hall of Fame what do you use that word for? That through how the technology? What's the technology?
The blockchain.
The blockchain technology. Yes. Yeah, I'm beginning to learn some terminology which I didn't know about. So through the blockchain, if you get to come to know that this is Hall of Fame, and one approaches that Hall of Fame umbrella with a clear faith that the best of the world's singers of the music will be available on Hall of Fame, because that's the NFT of it. NFT of only the best music will be available to the world. So I believe when people go to a museum, it's different from going to an antique shop. People know that antique shop can have anything, but museum will have the best of the world. Everything. The difference between an antique shop and a museum is what will be in songs under a label and songs under an NFT of Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So interestingly, the song Hall of Fame is probably something that is closest to his heart. And that's how we asked, what can you share that is so close to you and so personal that you would not want to share it with anyone, right? And that was the discussion that we had, and you know, we convinced him that this is the best way to release something that is really close to you, that you're passionate about, and somebody else would like to own, you know, that in the world, right? Because otherwise you don't do justice to the emotion, to the quality of that thing, of, you know, the performance or the creative aspects of that art as well.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that, especially with the internet age. Sonu, sir, I have to ask you, because obviously, as we've just said, that this is a very personal thing that you can release out to someone who values it. As a celebrity in the social media age, obviously there are things you don't want to tell and you want to keep personal to you. So what makes NFT different? Or did you have to really decide what you wanted to reveal that you haven't revealed before?
Why not? Why not? Like I told him that I also have the habit of documenting my life through videos. So I mean, I can't of course share everything that I've done in the videos, but yeah, when I revisit my older videos, which is going to be the next step of my NFT probably. So the one thing that comes up to my mind instantly is my first video camera in 1996. I purchased that in Dubai, and I went straight away to a tour with Asha ji and Amit Kumar ji. That was in June 1996. So that was my first experience of recording people and recording Asha ji, recording Amit Kumar ji, and recording myself. And so that's something which even I haven't seen since then. So somebody who probably has been following in my career would probably have, I mean, this is something which came up to my mind while giving interviews, that how about creating an NFT of my first experience of a video camera in 1996, and what all I was, and how haphazardly I was capturing images, and then somebody told me that, you know, you have to be very careful and smooth while operating, because on camera, on TV, just so all these things are I can share these things. It's not something which I'm embarrassed about, but I'm sure not just me. There are so many great celebrities, great artists, great sports people who will have so many things that they can share from their lives, from their struggling days, from their days of first-time achievement, from the days of complacence when they would have been lazy with their family, first child, marriage. There is so much in the world that can be converted into NFT, and you know, these things have. Whenever one of the interviews that came to us before you, he showed us a cassette of Divana that he was holding, and that's when he said something beautiful. He said, "What did you?" He said that, you know, this is a cassette which you bought for 50 rupees. He said that. He himself said that. I bought it for 50 rupees. I can't even buy a
liter of oil
fuel
in my car with that, you know.
So that cassette probably he owns it as a solid physical copy of the cassette. But if he had it as an NFT,
there would be so many people who would want to be a part of what Sonu Nigam is today, because 30 years ago nobody knew what he would be, right? So it's really seeing the value of legacy, you know, and therefore I said, right, the value of what we are doing today probably will be realizable 20 years from today. And, you know, you'll say, wow, you know, this was, so exactly the same thought process, you know, and the good part about NFT, in addition to the asset, you know, you also give access. Right, so we're really thinking. I mean, and of course we are debating and discussing, and of course I have to get Sonuji's comfort as well. That the person who buys the Hall of Fame, music, the song, also gets access to himself or herself create a song with Sonu ji, and which will be available in the public domain, because you have joined the Hall of Fame by becoming an owner of something, on an NFT, right? So there are just so many possibilities, and therefore, the reason for people to really come into this space, own an NFT, just becomes that much more, valuable, right, to them. And I think we're just excited to see how this will unfold.
Yes, I think it's exciting for myself in the kind of as a journalist, but also as a music lover. Like to have Sonu Nigam as a pioneer, for example. Sonu, so how do you feel being a pioneer? Because you are going to. This is what you're about to announce.
I go with the flow. Obviously, I'm in a way fortunate that a lot of things have happened in my life, and this is something new that we are talking about. Not my credit at all. It's just that I'm with the right people. I hang out with good people who are good thinkers, who are achievers, and these guys taught me all about NFT, and I'm very happy that we are pioneering this thing. We don't have a reference point, honestly. We are all absolutely doing something with our own gut feeling, and in due course we'll probably get a proper hang of it.
Absolutely, and I think it's nice that we can all join you on that journey in a way.
Yes,
so just to end, I just want to ask you, obviously you've said that you have kind of worked together to see what of Sonu Nigam to reveal, so to speak. Can you let us into a little bit more than you've just said about what we can expect, maybe something that you're thinking about putting in an NFT?
I like to document my songs. Mm-hmm. I've been doing it from the last 30 years. So all the songs that I've written are in my handwriting. From the time from the time when I learned the song for the first time and wrote it for the first time. So this is our second presentation of NFT, where a couple of my songs from Kalona to Surujamadam, they have a story behind it. I also have written down sometimes a song I've sung twice, so I've written the date twice on top. This date I sang it and then re-sung it on this date, and in the studio, this is change of studio by any chance. So all that detailing is there. I'm sure there are people who, for whom these things matter, and this is going to be a second presentation.
Absolutely,
it's like owning the moment in history.
Yeah.
Really, something that became so huge, and you're owning that moment of Sonu's mind. If someone were to just look at, position themselves there in front of him at that time, really they're owning that moment. And I think, how valuable is that, and to whom is it valuable, is what we are hoping to discover, as we go out there. So, we definitely believe that there is tremendous value for these moments, for so many of these other things. And of course, as we go down the journey, I'm sure we'll understand so many new aspects, to this very outstandingly creative, technologically advanced, opportunity in the metaverse.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I feel so excited talking to both of you about this, and hopefully I will be one of the people that purchases these NFTs and some exclusivity of Mr. Sonu Nigam here. Thank you so much for spending the time with us at BizAsia Live.
Thank you.
That was Rajan Navani and Sonu Nigam, and this is Amrita from BizAsiaLive.com signing out.